Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I hope you are doing very well today. It is now June 19th, 2019. The Criterion Collection has just made its announcement for its planned September releases. Let's take a look, shall we? So what I have here, as always, is my computer, where I like to show the Criterion Collection website and what it has to offer with respect to the September 2019 releases that it plans to carry out. So without further ado, let's look. So let's start from here and then go here, 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 and end up here, and just give you a let me give you a few comments about each of them. The first one that I'd like to talk about here is Fists in the Pocket. Now, this is a film by Marco Bellocchio. This is an Italian film. This is already in the collection. This is already in collection as a DVD, as we see here. But we have this Blu-ray upgrade that is planned to take place in September 2019. This is from Italy, 1965, and it is it's spine number 333 in the current collection, so that will obviously still be the case when the Blu-ray is released in September later this year. If you haven't seen the film, I think you might be in for a real shock. It's a pretty in-your-face film. It is a kind of an assault on many kinds of sensibilities at the time. It is a challenging work. It is challenging because it challenges on many fronts. It is very unforgettable, and as I said, it is shocking because it does a lot of things that are, to be frank and honest, quite brutal, unpleasant, and things that leave a kind of sour taste. But oh boy, it's quite a kind of bombshell of an impact, if you will. So that's Fists in the Pocket, and if you haven't seen the film, of course, I'm sure if you have the DVD, you can always get the DVD. I'm not sure if it's available to watch on the Criterion Channel streaming service, but I hope it is. If so, it's worth taking a look. And of course, you can wait for the Blu-ray in September. So, as the site indicates, this is excuse me here, and I should note here that there is no cover change from the looks of things, except of course that with the Blu-ray you'll have it's very hard to make out, but you'll have the wacky C adorning the cover there. Again, I actually recommend that you take a look at the site yourself to take a look, because it's very faint, very faint. Here we have the old DVD with the line across the top there, so there's no wacky C here. So that's probably the only aesthetic difference that will take place. And then we have the back here as well. So that is Fists in the Pocket. So let's look at what it has to offer. So it says on the DVD, restored high-definition digital transfer, which is what it says on the back here. And then it says on the Blu-ray, new 4K digital restoration, approved by director Bellocchio with uncompressed monaural soundtrack. So that's going to be something new. Interviews from 2005 with Bellocchio, actors Lou Castel and Paolo Pitagora, editor Silvano Agosti, critic Tullio Kezzi, and filmmaker Bernardo Bertolucci. So this is the this is the same. This looks to be the same as what appears on the DVD, except I should say that the interview, or what's described as the interview on the site here, is described on the back as being what's called a video afterward by Bertolucci. So I'm not sure if that's the same thing as the interview which is described here. I think it probably is, from what it sounds like. So in any event, there's a slight difference in description, but it's probably going to be the same, although we should just make sure, just in case, when the Blu-ray is released in September. And then what's new is a new interview with scholar Stefano Albertini, and it says here Blu-ray only, and in fact if we look at the back of the DVD there is no indication of such a new interview, so that's going to be new for the Blu-ray. Very interesting. And then it says the trailer, which is also available on the DVD, and also new English subtitle translation, which is also indicated on the DVD here, new and improved English subtitle translation. So this might be the same English subtitle translation that already appears on the DVD, who knows. Plus an essay by film critic Deborah Young, and with the DVD, an interview with Bellocchio. So that's interesting. So this seems to indicate that the Blu-ray, that's interesting, because according to how this is described here, it says an essay by film critic Deborah Young, and in fact the essay is included in this booklet by Deborah Young. It's called Ripped to Shreds, and oh boy, that's a very fitting title if you know what the film is, Ripped to Shreds. So an essay by film critic Deborah Young, and open parentheses, with the DVD, close parentheses, an interview with Bellocchio. And in fact, there is an interview that's included in the second part, or the latter part, of this DVD booklet. But how it's described here seems to suggest that this interview with the director might not be included with the Blu-ray booklet. And that is an interesting little detail. If that's the case, then I'm not sure as to the availability of the director interview on other sites like Criterion. It's worth taking a look. Sometimes you can find the interviews and essays available online. I haven't taken a look myself, so maybe if you are interested in that, that might be something worthwhile to take a look at. If you are keen on being so-called complete with supplements and essays and the like, it might be worth checking out the Blu-ray and the DVD in September 2019 to see actually if indeed the Blu-ray booklet is missing a particular essay or interview that is otherwise included on the DVD booklet. This is very interesting. Criterion has done this in the past, not with all of its releases, but with some of its releases. Sometimes an essay or something that was a component in a DVD booklet was not carried over into the Blu-ray equivalent. So this is something to look out for when we see the Blu-ray release of Fists in the Pocket in September. As for the film itself, ripped to shreds. I think that's a very apt way of describing many of the aspects of this very powerful film, Fists in the Pocket. So I forgot to say that the Fists in the Pocket Blu-ray is scheduled to be released on September 3rd, 2019. Now, what's indicated as being available on September 10th, 2019 is this next film here, which is The Cloud-Capped Star. This is scheduled to be spine number 993, according to the Criterion Collection website. The Cloud-Capped Star, this is a film, Ritwik Ghatak. This is from 1960, and this is a this is one I've been waiting for, my friends. This is one that I have been waiting for so long. This film is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. The filmmaker, Ritwik Ghatak, is a filmmaker that I hope gets more attention in current film fan circles. At the moment, there's only one other film by Ghatak which is in the Criterion Collection, which is the film A River Called Titash. And the film A River Called Titash is in the it's the first, right, the first Martin Scorsese World Cinema Project, #1, I think. Yes, it's #1. So that is just a phenomenal, mind-blowing cinematic experience. And the Cloud Cap Star, I think, is equally an unforgettable experience in many ways. Now, I have this, which is the BFI DVD of the Cloud Cap Star, filmed by Richard Gatak. And when we open it up, we can see the DVD housed there. This is out of print, actually. This has been out of print for some time, and it was actually fairly difficult to get one's hands on for a reasonable price. And I'm not sure as to its availability through other means. I'm sure it might be available, maybe online, maybe through streaming, I'm not sure. But in terms of a physical media release with English subtitles or any other kinds of subtitles in a language that I'm able to understand, unavailable. Unavailable. It's always been OOP. So to have this release here announced by the Criterion Collection like this is just like a gift from heaven or something. This is a film that I urge you to watch when it is released. Without going into too much detail, it's a film that is highly charged with a very deep personal family story that holds quite profound resonance. It's a story about a young woman and her relationships with her family, in particular. Well, I don't want to say too much, but it's just it's one of those stories that will get you immediately. But what's amazing about it is the many sorts of artistic risks and experimental designs that it employs throughout its narrative. There are so many visual flourishes and tricks to it. It feels almost like, I don't know, it feels like a truly charged experimental drama. And believe me, there are so many tricks visually, orally, in terms of the soundscape, that it holds so many riches. It's a kind of feast for the eyes and for the ears, and it is a story that will touch you and move your heart. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. This is one to get. Believe me, this is one to get. And I don't know. Maybe Gatak is a filmmaker that perhaps is one that is maybe not so well known among Criterion fans as maybe other filmmakers of his generation. And I mean, that's okay, because that means there is room, therefore, to make new explorations and new discoveries going forward, which is wonderful. And I hope that occurs with the Cloud Cap Star. I would certainly also recommend A River Called Titash if you can get it. So, but this is a truly beautiful, remarkable film, and believe me, it is so worth it. It is so worth it. Anyway, the Cloud Cap Star. And anyone who has this BFI DVD, good for you, because to have this film is one of those. This is one that I really just, I'm so privileged to have been able to watch it, and now to know that it's going to be more widely available, that makes me so filled with happiness. I just, therefore, cannot just, I must urge you to at least consider getting this, the Cloud Cap Star by Richard Gatak. So anyway, let's look very quickly at what the Criterion Collection release has to offer. The cover design is by F. Ron Miller, and it uses a an image from the film that is very famous and iconic for this particular work. So I think that's very apt, and I like the font that's used here, the Cloud Capstar font. There is a lovely, how should I put it, a lovely quaintness, for lack of a better phrase. Wow. So let's look at what this has to offer here. So it says, new 2K digital restoration with uncompressed monaural soundtrack on the Blu-ray. Wow. Wow. Then it says, new conversation between filmmakers Saeed Akhtar Mirza and Kumar Shahani. Gosh. Any conversation between filmmakers about this landmark film is totally welcomed for me. Oh my goodness. And then there's stills gallery of Ghatak family photographs curated by writer and photographer Nabarupa Bhattacharjee. This is going to be very interesting because, yes, I've never seen any kind of stills photos from or family photographs of this kind, so this is going to be very interesting indeed. Plus a new English subtitle translation, plus an essay by film scholar Ira Bhaskar. So we have here a film that is, again, something that is truly remarkable, and I guarantee that you will find this film utterly compelling. I guarantee it. And at its heart, there is a true family and familial story that I think anyone can relate to. And also, for film lovers, there are so many tricks and so many just lovely flourishes of cinematic, artistic triumph that make this film, I think, a truly one-of-a-kind viewing experience. I guarantee that you will find this film compelling. So please consider watching this or trying to get a hold of it through any means. It doesn't necessarily have to be Criterion, of course, but this is a great opportunity with Criterion's release in September. I'm not sure if it's available on the Criterion channel. Again, for those of you who are Criterion channel experts, please check this out for me and see what information you have. It might be helpful for those of us who might want to watch this film first before making up one's mind about whether to watch it. So, in any event, the Cloud Capstar. Next, this is available on September 17th, 2019. This is scheduled to be spine number 997. Okay, that's interesting. It seems like the Criterion Collection website, it seems to be jumping around in terms of spine numbers. Okay, that's okay. This is the film Ernst Lubitsch, 1946, CLUNY Brown. CLUNY Brown. So this is a lovely, rich, funny, zany comedy. This is such a delightful work with Jennifer Jones. And just to have this in the collection, just the thought of it in the collection alone makes me so happy. Just to be able to see this again make me very happy. Jennifer Jones and Charles Boyer. So, my goodness, Ernst Lubitsch. Of course, the more Ernst Lubitsch, the better off we all are. So, CLUNY Brown. CLUNY Brown. This is going to be very exciting. Now, let's look at this cover. This cover art is cover art by Caitlin Kuwalt. And I must say it's very delightful indeed. I love its, how should I put it? I love the clarity of it, and I love the almost retro aspect of many of the artistic depictions here. Quite lovely indeed. It's very striking and quite lovely. So I find this to be quite a memorable cover. So, and what do we have as far as the supplements go? We have the new 4K digital restoration with uncompressed monaural soundtrack on the Blu-ray. Then we have new conversation between film critics Molly Haskell and Farron Smith-Nemi on the unconventional female characters in Ernst Lubitsch's films. Wow. Wow. Unconventional female characters in Ernst Lubitsch's films. That is going to be a supplement to watch. My goodness, that's going to be a supplement to watch. That's going to be great. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, I can't wait to see that one. Okay, and then next is a new video essay by film scholar Kristen Thompson. Lovely, lovely. Then an interview with film scholar Bernard Eisenschitz, and this is from 2004. This is called The Lubitsch Touch. Then the Lux Radio Theater adaptation of the film from 1947 featuring Olivier de Havilland and Charles Boyer, plus an essay by novelist and essayist Siri Hutzfeld. So this seems to be very packed indeed. And wow, this is going to be great. This is going to be so great. I've seen this film not many times, but I don't need to see this film many times to realize how memorable this film is, if you know what I mean. This is such a kind of bubbly, sort of almost topsy-turvy kind of comedy that just always it's so this is so rich and so wonderful. Okay, so anyway, this is CLUNY Brown, and it sounds to me like this is going to be another packed release. I'm particularly intrigued by this conversation regarding unconventional female characters in Lubitsch's films. I wonder what kinds of topics will come up. I have a few guesses, but I'll hold on those until I actually see the supplement. This is going to be very interesting. That's one to watch, but of course the main attraction is the great film CLUNY Brown. So in any event, my friends, September 7th, 2019, scheduled for Spine 997, CLUNY Brown. Next, also scheduled for release September 17th, 2019, this is Spine number 995, as indicated on the Criterion Collection website. This is from 1981, John Waters, Polyester. So, my friends, John Waters and Polyester, I think my heart is going to explode with overwhelming happiness in September. I simply adore Polyester. I think Polyester is such a charming, witty film. It is a film that still has that John Waters edge to it. Of course it does, but it is so tender, and it is also such a sincerely told film. You can tell that John Waters really loves his characters and the worlds that he creates. Incidentally, this was a Criterion Collection Laserdisc release. Criterion Collection Laserdisc Spine number 210, Polyester. And this is how I have watched the film on many occasions. And the film does come with what it says here, a working replica of the original Odorama card, which is what came with my particular disc is here. And also, actually, there are two of them here. Now, there you go. So, I don't know, and I actually have another Polyester because this was gifted to me by a very dear friend, and this also has the Odorama card paraphernalia inside, but I won't pull that out for the moment. But in any event, the film Polyester is, I would say, one that is still worth considering, maybe even for those who might not necessarily take to John Waters' earlier works, Multiple Maniacs, Female Trouble, Pink Flamingos. I think there is a potential for engaging with this film. There is a potential for enjoying this film and perhaps liking and even loving this film. As I said, it still has the John Waters edge to it. Don't get me wrong. But there is a, how should I put it? Not to say that his earlier films didn't have heart, because I think they do, but this film has a certain kind of emotional heart that I think makes the film very accessible to, let's say, a wider audience. Again, I don't want to be, I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying, because I really, really believe that his earlier works are gems and works of art. I find them to be just stunning and one of a kind, and John Waters is a true American artist, and that's true for his entire filmography output. But Polyester, there's something almost, how should I put it, warm and welcoming about Polyester that I think makes it so charming, so effervescent, that I can't wait to see this and to have people respond and to hear what people have to say who are going to see it for the first time. I hope. Polyester, yes. So let's see what the Criterion Collection release has in store for us, shall we, with this new Blu-ray. Wow, look at this cover. I just want to say, look at this cover. Look at this beautiful cover. I love the font, Polyester. I love John Waters. I love Tab Hunter and Divine. Ah, this is so great. You know, I didn't mention it before, but Divine's performance here is one for the ages. Really, one for the ages. I love Divine. I really love Divine. And, oh, gosh. Yes, Francine Fishpaw. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe this is coming on Blu-ray. I just can't believe it. So this cover is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see it in person. Let's look at the director-approved special edition features, shall we? So it says, new restored 4K digital transfer, supervised by director John Waters with uncompressed monaural soundtrack on the Blu-ray, plus an audio commentary featuring Waters from the 1993 Criterion Laserdisc release of the film. There we go. That's right there. And it's a great commentary, by the way. Waters is intelligent, smart, self-effacing, charming, wonderful. It's going to be a 1993, but it still holds up. Believe me, it really holds up fantastically well. Then there is a new conversation between Waters and critic Michael Musto, and that doesn't appear anywhere on this Criterion Laserdisc release, so that's going to be great. New program featuring interviews with Waters and other collaborators. So this is, wow, this is going to be great. So this says new program. So again, this is not something that's included on the Laserdisc release. Then there are interviews from 1993 with cast and crew members. And then there is archival interviews, deleted scenes and alternate takes, trailer, and let me just stop there. So some of these features I think might be clips that are included on this disc, although it's not quite clear to me. I will look forward to exploring this Blu-ray to see indeed what exactly is carried over from this disc and what isn't, but let's see. But in any event, there are these interviews, and then there are deleted scenes and alternate takes, a trailer, which I just mentioned, and I think what people are most excited for in terms of a kind of a supplement is a scratch and sniff odorama card. And it says card, so it's singular, but yes. And then an essay by film scholar Elena Gorfinkel. And so, my friends, this is Polyester. Criterion Collection is finally going to release Polyester. I cannot wait. This film fills me with so much happiness. From the very beginning and the lovely song and intro to the storyline, and just to say the name, Francine Fishpaw, fills me with so much happiness. And so, my friends, come on upstairs and meet your polyester queen, Francine. Polyester. Next, this is scheduled for release September 24th, 2019. This is scheduled to be Spine number 996 from 1928, directed by Charles Chaplin. This is The Circus. This is The Circus. So this is a magical film. This is a magical film, and this is a film that is, I mean, if you need any more proof as to why Chaplin was the genius that he was, just watch The Circus and you'll find all the proof you need, my friends. Don't you agree? This is a visual delight, and to see the genius at work in this marvelous display is great, and it's going to be a great release, my friends. So look at this cover, my friends. Wow, look at this. That is something else. I love this yellow and red and white with the gray suited, the black suited tramp in the center there. Perfect. So perfect. And my goodness, you know, I know this film has been released on other labels, and so I've actually was considering getting this sometime later this year, so I wasn't expecting this. But now, since it's coming on Criterion, it'll be interesting to see how this holds up with other releases. But in any event, let's see what this has to offer. This has a new 4K digital restoration of Charlie Chaplin's 1969 re-release version of the film, featuring an original score by Chaplin with uncompressed monaural soundtrack on the Blu-ray. New audio commentary featuring Charlie Chaplin biographer Jeffrey Vance. That reminds me, actually, I was thinking about reading a Chaplin biography, and I've never read a Chaplin biography, but I really would like to. If any of you have any recommendations for Chaplin biographies, please let me know. Perhaps this biographer Jeffrey Vance might be a recommendation. If so, please let me know. But in any event, there is a commentary featuring biographer Vance. Then interview with Chaplin from 1969. Then new interview with Chaplin's son Eugene Chaplin. Then In the Service of the Story, a new program on the film's visual effects and production design by effects specialist Craig Barron. Very interesting. Chaplin Today, The Circus, a 2003 documentary on the film featuring filmmaker Emir Kusturica. Very interesting. So, yes, the filmmaker Kusturica is a very interesting one. Speaking of Criterion, films that should be in the Criterion collection. Underground, anyone. But anyway, that's a story for another time. That should be very interesting. I haven't seen this, so. Next is excerpted audio interview with Chaplin musical associate Eric James. Then unused cafe sequence with new score by composer Timothy Brock and related outtakes with commentary. And then newly discovered outtakes featuring the Tramp and the Bareback Rider. Okay. And then original recording of the film's opening song, Swing Little Girl, by Ken Barry. Footage from the 1928 Hollywood premiere, plus re-release trailers, plus an essay by critic Pamela Hutchinson. So this, yes, this is, sounds to me very packed. And so this is the Criterion Collection's release of The Circus. And again, it'll be interesting to see how it holds up with other releases, which I don't have, and so I can't give any direct comparison. But this will be very interesting to see how it does hold up, because I think, yes, I think with any Chaplin release, I think there's bound to be, of course, a lot of scrutiny, and this will be very interesting indeed. As far as the film itself goes, a delightful film, one that is, I think, it's a classic, just a charming, warm classic with there are some set pieces here that are just really marvelous, absolutely marvelous. And so to see this in the collection will be really great, really great. So this is September, and it's a silent film, of course. Spine number 996, scheduled for release September 24th, 2019. Charlie Chaplin's The Circus. Next, also scheduled for release in September, or September 24th, 2019, Bill Forsyth's Local Hero. Local Hero. This is great. This is scheduled to be Spy number 994, and this is from 1983. I think to call this a warm special comedy is just the tip of the iceberg. I think to call this an unexpected delight is also just the tip of the iceberg. This film, I think, embodies, really exemplifies the word special, unique, delightful, filled with life. Local Hero, my goodness. Yes, this is a enchanting. Yeah, enchanting is the word. I think it's so clever. This film is so clever with a lot of great little bits of comedy and gags and little tricks that it plays, and it creates this real sense of just, oh gosh, I said that September was a month that would make my heart explode with overflowing happiness. So, my friends, this is Local Hero, and please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time we're seeing a Bill Forsyth film in the Criterion collection. So, well done, well done. I think there was the film Housekeeping, which was released by Indicator Films, which is a great release, by the way. But now we have Local Hero, and so I hope more Bill Forsyth films in the future. That would be really great. In any event, yes. So let's see what this Criterion collection release has to offer. So let's see. It says new 2K digital restoration with uncompressed monaural soundtrack on the Blu-ray. New conversation between Forsyth and film critic David Cairns. It's going to be great. New conversations, so can't wait to see what that has to offer. Then there's a 1985 documentary, Shooting from the Heart, about the work of cinematographer Chris Menges. So, yes, so this is... I've heard about this documentary. I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it, and I heard it's really, really good. And yes, I heard it's also pretty long as well, so this should be very interesting as well. And this, yes, I think also, because of its length, the DVD release of this, it has a 2-disc DVD, so that suggests that the film is only 111 minutes, so it's not a long film, so it seems like there will be a lot of long supplements, and so I think Shooting from the Heart is the reason for that. There's no running time indicated here for that particular documentary, but I believe it's a fairly substantial length. Then there is an episode of the South Bank Show from 1983 about the production of the film. Then there is the documentary called The Making of Local Hero, made during the film's production. And then there is a 1983 interview with Forsyth on his early career in documentaries and his first narrative features in the success of Local Hero, plus an essay by film scholar Johnny Murray. And look at this cover. I forgot to mention the cover here. So this cover is so charming. Mark Thomas. This cover looks so just lovely, charming, with the blue and the red and the sky. Oh, just looking at this fills me with, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Wow. Oh gosh. I'm sorry, I'm just caught here because I am so taken with this. Very taken with this. So Local Hero and Bill Forsyth and the Criterion Collection. This is yet another one to get. This is a keeper. And so, oh my goodness. I'm just, you know, I haven't seen this film in such a long time, you know. Now I'm thinking about it, and when was the last time I saw this film? It must have been several years back. Maybe it was around college, I think. I haven't seen it since, but it has never left me. It has never left me, this film, Local Hero. Oh, gosh. And to be able to watch it again now, the Criterion Collection, just fills me with so much delight. Anyway, my friends, September 24th, 2019, Local Hero, scheduled for spine number 994 in the Criterion Collection. Okay, my friends, there you have it. That is my general overview of the releases for September 2019. And boy, what a lineup this is. What a lineup. I am so amazed by Criterion's choices here. To see, for instance, Bill Forsyth in the collection is great. To see the film CLUNY Brown is great. Of course, Charlie Chaplin. More Charlie Chaplin, the better. More Lubitsch, the better, of course. And then to see this film get a Blu-ray treatment means that probably more people might be inclined to want to watch it, especially for those who are Blu-ray only collectors of the Criterion Collection, so to speak. Which is great, because this is such a disturbing and challenging work that I think it's well worth the exploration for those of you who are so inclined. Then, of course, for me personally, I mean, nothing against the other films. I think it's a great lineup. But I think if you're talking about films that are just filling me with delight, The Cloudcap Star and Polyester. The Cloudcap Star and Polyester. These are two films that I think strike a particular chord in me and in my heart that I cannot help but feel overwhelmingly happy at this moment. The Cloudcap Star is one that I must emphasize is so worth your time. This film is so worth it. Believe me. Believe me. This film is going to knock the socks off of anyone who's going to watch it for the first time. I guarantee it. So please, please, for your consideration, I beg you to at least consider getting the Cloudcap Star from Criterion when it comes in September. And also, I think one that is going to be a delight to revisit. It's going to be great to see the conversations online as well. You know, are you going to actually scratch the Odorama card, or are you going to save it? You know, those sorts of conversations, which I think are great. I mean, the Odorama card is one of the delightful things about Polyester. It's one of the great gimmicks of cinematic history. But again, for me, at its core is the sort of the emotional bedrock that really formed the heart of John Waters' works, the majority of his films, and that is Divine. Divine, 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 who gives a performance for the ages here. Polyester. So, yes, in a nutshell, that is why I think those two films in particular are filling me with so much happiness right now. It's going to be a great September. So, yes, my friends, that is September 2019 lineup from the Criterion Collection. What do you think, my friends? Are these films exciting you? Are they not exciting you? Is it an exciting lineup? Is it a so-so lineup? Please let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. And yes, let's keep the conversations going, because this is really one of the great things about YouTube. And with this, my friends, I think also we should keep in mind that Spine 1000 is around the corner, so there's going to be more speculation. We can expect an announcement, of course, in the coming month, maybe less. So let's think about that as well. But in the meantime, of course, let's not forget also that we are getting a lot of great movies in September, and also now, and August as well. This year is turning out to be a phenomenal year. Can you believe it? The Coker trilogy, and then the Cloudcap Star, and Polyester, and Odorama cards, and then Spine 1000. My goodness. Really great. Absolutely great. So, anyway, my friends, I'm sorry for the disorganized way of my talking today, but I'm just really feeling overwhelmed at the moment. So the announcement and its contents really made me very happy. So anyway, my friends, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you're doing very well. Please take good care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. So until we meet again, my friends, please be happy and healthy and well, and please keep on watching a lot of great movies. So until then, my friends, cheers. Yeah, Francine Fishpaw and Todd Tomorrow. It's gonna be great.